everyone, my name's Lisa Marie and I'm so excited to share with you my artistic process in a book retold tutorial for Newcastle Libraries and Library Information Week 2020 theme, Create. Today you'll be working on your very own upcycled book sculpture, and what better way to spend your time being creatively inspired and thinking about different ways to reinterpret, repurpose waste around the house to help our planet, Mother Earth. So here's the project we'll be working on today, and as you can see, the theme we'll be focusing on is the butterfly. 3 parts make up the sculpture, the first being the wire pieces with threaded butterflies that are attached with double-sided sticky tape. As we make our way up the sculpture, the wire pieces shorten as to create volume. As we reach the front pages, single butterflies are attached to cover the double-sided sticky tape, and to complete the composition we have our feature butterfly. Here's the fun part, you get to make it your own. Experiment with watercolour, inky pens, or maybe you even want to attach an origami butterfly. Bulldog clips secure the pages together, and string or ribbon so that you can hang your beautiful sculpture. So for the upcycle book sculpture, the materials you'll need is a hardcover book, and you'll need some ribbon or string ready to hang. You can use bulldog clips, but I've actually got 2 wooden pegs because I kind of think pretty much everyone will have some wooden pegs lying around the house. We've got our rectangle cardboard piece to make our butterfly template. We've got our scissors, paper cut knife, black ink pen, pencil, and then also we've got our most important material which we'll be using to sculpt, and that's our 30 gauge silver plated copper wire. Our small butterflies that we'll be cutting out later on, and also a large template butterfly that we'll be using for our feature butterfly piece. And I've got some ink, water, paintbrush, double-sided sticky tape, and then I've also just got a swab card for my watercolour when I'm painting. And then we have some pins which we'll be using to puncture 2 holes into our butterfly bodies so that we can thread our wire. So first step, we need to remove our pages. We're creating 3 gaps on either side of the book's spine, 5 pages removed from either gap, so that's 15 pages removed on either side, 30 pages totaled altogether. We lift up our pages to our first gap, and with one hand we secure the book in place, and with our paper cut knife add gentle pressure as you slowly move your way down the inside of the spine, using 100% focus on the task at hand. And it's really important, if you're distracted, to put down the knife for safety. And that should just remove like that. So if I lift the pages up, you'll see where I've already attached my ribbon ready to hang. And you can attach bulldog clips to secure the pages together, but I've got wooden pegs today, which I'll just fasten in like that to secure my pages. So now it's time to make our butterfly template, and I've prepared one beforehand. So we've got a rectangle piece of cardboard, and first you fold it in half like so, like that. And then with your butterfly design, so I've prepared one earlier, but at your local library there's loads of resources for ideas for when you're drawing your designs. So I'll fold that in half, and then I'll put that on my template. With my pencil, trace around the butterfly. So we're just making our way around the butterfly's edge. And then we'll use our scissors to cut out our butterfly shape. One last cut. And there we have our perfectly identical butterfly wings. So now with our butterfly template, we're going to draw our butterflies on the pages that we removed beforehand. So I've done some previously, and I'll just finish off with the last butterfly. So with my pencil, I'm going to trace around our butterfly. So when I'm cutting out my butterflies, I like to stack 5 pages, so I'm cutting out the butterflies in bulk. But by all means, if it's too thick for you to cut through, just reduce the stack. And that's why you need small scissors, so that you can get around those finer details. So be prepared, it's a lot of cutting and a lot of threading, which we'll get to shortly. And as you can see, by stacking the 5 pages, it's just going to help you make more quickly. So there we have our first cut out butterflies. And over here I have some that have already been prepped, but you can decorate how you feel. So if you want to go bold, big and beautiful, do that, or maybe you want to spend more time adding detail. I've actually used just a touch of watercolor, the color blue, around the edges for a light effect. So for painting, I'll just show you, you can use a paper cut board when you're cutting your paper, but I've actually recycled a sketch pad, so the cover of a sketch pad, because I've completed all the pages inside, and it works just as good, and you'll save a little bit of money. So for the painting, I've got my swab card, which is also recycled, as you can see, but I only need a little bit of space as I'm using one colour. So I've got my water and my ink, and I'll just do a couple of dabs because we're just doing a couple today. Now, because you're cutting in bulk, you may need to touch up the butterfly shape on some of them, and that's easily done just to clean them up. All right, so I've got my paintbrush. Now, for my design, I just want a really light ink, so I'm just going to add more water and reduce that. And then I'm just simply going to go around the outside of my butterfly. So we'll leave those to dry. So I've got some dry butterflies here and a pin, and I'm going to puncture 2 holes in the center of the body of the butterfly. And that's where we're going to thread our wire. So I have some wire pieces almost complete over here. So I'll take our long piece first, and we simply thread through the hole. And thread it through. You can keep your butterflies open, or maybe you want to sculpt and close in half so they look like they're flying. But you'll keep working it as you're adding pieces to your sculpture. So this is quite fiddly, this bit. And we'll thread that one on. And there we have our first butterfly piece. So now we will attach the wire piece with our double-sided sticky tape. I'm going to cut about a 2 centimetre piece. Also, to end your butterfly piece, simply wrap that around the butterfly's body to finish off. So we pick up our pages to a gap, and I'm going to secure that in place with my double-sided sticky tape. Now, probably about 4 wire pieces should be sufficient. Don't pat the pages together until you've got all the wire pieces secured in place. So I'll do that now. And then you work this piece into the sculpture to your liking. And as you're going, you're constantly checking in so that you can get a look and feel for a sense of wholeness. I like to have the sculpture hanging as opposed to on a table because it gives you more freedom to work your sculpture. So now that we're at the front pages, I've got a smaller wire piece, and I'm going to use the double-sided sticky tape again to place that on the front page, and then I'll attach that like so. So what we need now is we need one of our single butterflies to cover up that double-sided sticky tape on there. And then we'll just add that in and just work to your liking again. So to finish off the sculpture, we've got our feature butterfly. And as I said before, I've used black ink pen and a touch of watercolour. I've also done this one beforehand, which is using still our larger butterfly template and our smaller butterfly template, which I've put loads more detail on it. And I'm going to attach that to our large butterfly with, again, double-sided sticky tape. And I'll just attach that. So we've got another one. And then I'll just, I think either or, both complement the piece. So there's your first Butterfly Upcycle book sculpture. I hope you've been inspired by the project we've been working on today that promotes upcycling, mindful making and expressing your creativity. I hope to see your completed sculptures on social media, #Newcastle Libraries and #LIW2020. Thank you so much for joining us. Bye for now.